So you must have been in a situation where you thought that it was locked in, you were good, you had your girl, etc., but she gone. She lost attraction for you. Here, this video will tell you about what are the reasons why she lost attraction for you, and the reason as well why you just didn't see it happening, didn't see it coming, because most guys don't give a fuck and then only complain when it's too late. All right, let's start with the first one. This one is to do in the pre-relationship stage. In the pre-relationship stage, what happens is you're trying to impress the girl. You're like, yeah, most guys do, because they feel like they don't qualify for her. And what they'll do is they will always try to make her win. When you're trying to make her win, that means that you're more invested in her. And when you're more invested in her, then she knows she's got you. She doesn't need to do any effort. That's one thing. But the worst thing is when you unpromptly explain yourself. What does it do when you unpromptly explain yourself? You're seeking confirmation, reassurance, validation, whatever that is, that whatever you do is okay with her. Why? Because you want to make it work. And what it does is that girl feels that you're putting too much burden, pressure, or even authority on her that she doesn't want to have. Because at the end of the day, you should not seek her validation, reassurance, or confirmation, because you should be grounded enough in yourself as a man. If you start explaining yourself, you're telling her, please understand me so there's no misunderstanding. And if there's misunderstanding, what does that mean? That means that the thing cannot happen going forward. All right? The second and third one, actually the third one is going to be quite controversial. But the second one is when you go back onto something that you said you would do. Say, for example, you say that you're someone, or say that you're not doing something, but she's going to test you, and she's going to test you to see how strong is your metal. And if that metal is not strong, she'll feel, I can't trust him. He doesn't have a backbone, and he's willing to be pliable for me. And if he's pliable for me, how can I envision something going forward with him? She want to feel that you're not going to move away from your path, whether it's because of her or because of anyone else. Because why would she be following your lead if you're so easily influenced? Not very much of a strong argument, is it, on your end? Mm-mm. So first is don't explain yourself to her. When you do that, then she feel, why is he seeking me as an authority? How can you be an authority to her when you have to explain yourself, explain why you're doing things unpromptly? Because at the end of the day, you're an enlightened dictator. You know better than her what's good for her, right? If you're a politician that looks to be elected, what happens is that you're not having any authority. You're looking to get compliance from her. And if you're looking to get compliance from her, is that you deny the authority figure that you're supposed to be, okay? Again, just put those situations as if you're dealing with your little sister. Obviously, there are things that you won't do with your little sister that you would do with her, but the dynamic is the same. Do you explain yourself to your little sister? No, you don't. Do you seek validation from your little sister? No, you don't. Do you change yourself to please your little sister? No, you don't. Same fucking shit. All right. Third one is apologize. Don't apologize, because the moment that you apologize, again, you're making her the figure of authority. What happens is women say that they want someone that is going to apologize, recognize his fault and everything. But when you recognize your fault, what's going to happen is that she's going to think, well, can he be trusted again if he's made a fault? Why would he not make a fault going forward? And if you notice as well, women rarely apologize themselves. Why that is? Well, I have my own theory, and I think it's just that most feminine traits are narcissistic in nature. Therefore, that's not what they do. But more importantly, that's actually a good bridge onto the next point. Why do you think they always fall for narcissists? Because those fuckers never fucking apologize. I'm not saying that you have to be as bad as a narcissist, but there are some things that women respond to positively that are not necessarily something that are quote unquote ethical, valuable, etc., etc. And it's not because a narcissist is hot shit and she can get away with it. It's because that guy is not going to get moved by her, and that reassure her, and that makes him look like a better leader, even though it makes not necessarily very much sense, because if you can't course correct them when you're going the wrong way, you're going to head for a crash. Women don't think they're that much in advance. So when they don't think that much in advance, understand that you will lose credit, you will lose leverage, and you will lose leeway by apologizing. Okay? And look, also another thing. You know what women do when they are at fault? They never apologize. Worse, they look to gaslight you. And maybe gaslight is the subject for another video, but there's a lesson in that. Okay? But now we've done like a lot of shit that has to do with pre-relationship, and the third one is to do with in the relationship and outside the relationship. But when you're in a relationship as well, and that goes beyond just the 3 points I just said, is there are many reasons why she can lose attraction. First of all, you're always around one another, so you get into people's head, when you're always around them. They get tired of you quicker, more easily. So it's not like you can control everything. But things as simple as not picking up on the cues where you need to lead, that will basically make you lose credibility of you as a leader. Ignoring key signals that is going to create resentments are other signal, are other things that are going to make her lose attraction for you. Not continuing on your purpose is another one. But to be honest, relationship is way more context driven versus pre-relationship, because what happens is in a pre-relationship, she has very little to assess upon because you're just a stranger. So she'll look for those red herrings. When it's in a relationship, it's much more subtle and it requires much more context. And that's why something sometimes that may look wrong for a relationship may actually be acceptable within the relationship. So if you have any question on that, you can always go for a consultation call down on the links below if you want to have your head clears. And most of the time, ChatGPT won't tell you that shit, because a lot of the shit on ChatGPT is very much feminine orientated, a bit like a psychotherapist or shrink, whatever, that will look to always protect the female narrative. So on this, if you found this very insightful, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.